All right. So if you pick up a lawnmower in the background, because the husband is mowing, if you don't hear the music, I'm sorry. I'm probably not going to address the camera as much as I normally would because I just want to share what I would maybe practice by myself. Because I'm normally teaching on Sundays, so I figured I would throw in a yoga class because I need it. My heart needs it. My mind needs it. I'm not sure how long it'll last because the kids have not been prepped and distracted with TV. So starting at the front of the mat, we'll reach the crown of the head tall. Breathing. Take a nice deep inhale. My legs are not locked, so I just felt my legs were fairly locked. I'm going to release that little tension, give the knees a mini bend, and I'm going to roll my shoulders up, back, and down. Noticing that my palms are facing the front of my mat. I'm going to take my belly button, I'm going to draw it in just a little to activate my abdominal muscles. I'm just going to take a few breaths here in mountain pose. Maybe spread my toes and grip them into the mat a little better. Inhaling through my nose. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale my arms up, reaching my fingertips high. Exhale, bring my elbows in, lift through the chest. Inhaling up. Exhale, I'm going to find my chair. Getting our hips back, hands are reaching forward, shoulder blades are tracked back. And tucking the tailbone a little, and then popping it out. Tucking a little. Feeling a little heat in my legs as I've been sitting in this chair. I'm going to inhale nice and high. Exhale, forward folding. Knees are going to bend. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, I fold, taking the feet to the back of the mat. Hands are shoulders distance. I'm dropping the knees. Belly drops, inhale. Exhale, pressing away. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Finding a neutral spine, I'm going to step back into my plank. So my shoulders are right over the wrists. My fingers are spread wide. Hands are shoulders distance. My tailbone's going to lift towards the sky. Heels are releasing towards the mat. And then pressing away through the hands, lifting that tailbone a little higher. And then bend the knees. Lift the tailbone higher. And then the legs can straighten a little more as long as the rounding doesn't come back in the spine. So we want to lengthen the spine. Maybe even wiggle the tailbone a little, releasing some of that tension. We can bend one knee and straighten the other. And switch. And switch. So we'll continue with that as long as our body needs. Or just releasing the heels towards the mat and finding that down dog for just a couple more breaths. Trying not to let ourselves sink into the shoulders. So we're pressing out through the hands, but keeping the neck long. So we're not scrunching so much that our shoulders are touching the ears. And then forward to plank. Knees come down, but the shoulders pass the wrist, the hips pass the knees, elbows touch the ribs, all the way to the belly. Release the feet. Inhale, lifting through the chest. Maybe the hands come up too. Exhaling right back down. And then the hips are going to come back up. So the knees come in, elbows come in, pressing up, knees lift, downward facing dog. So those hands are shoulders distance, the fingers are spread wide. The knees have a mini bend so our tailbone can lift higher. Let's take the right toes to the sky and then bend the knee and open the hip. Our toes are pointing towards the left side of our mat and our knee is pointing towards the ceiling. So if we notice the knee is pointing towards the floor and the toes to the ceiling, switch that so we can feel the opening in that right hip. And then drop that foot back down. We're switching sides. Left toes come up. And then bend the knee, opening that hip. If we've dropped the right shoulder, see if we can bring it back on the same level as the left shoulder. Again, the knee is pointing towards the ceiling. The toe is pointing towards the floor. And then bring that foot back. Let's lift the heels high. Bend the knees, look between the thumbs. And then slowly tiptoe back up to the front. Half lift so the hands are coming all the way to the thighs. Exhale, bend the knees, sitting back like we did in that chair. Getting our blood pressure back. Slowly come up, arms sweep out and up. Exhale, elbows come in, chest lifts. Inhale up. Exhale, chair. Hands reach forward. Tailbone sits back. Tuck the tailbone. We're balancing towards the back of the foot. Our toes lift and wiggle. Retract those shoulder blades. Inhale nice and high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find a half lift here. Exhale, fold. Now take our left foot all the way back. So step it all the way back. Feet are spread far. Right knee is over the ankle. Let's drop the back knee. Hands can walk up. Our hips might come up a little. Make sure the left knee is not right over the hip. It's at least a little in front. So we should feel a stretch in that hip flexor. Hands come up. Exhale, come on down. Let's twist left hand as under the shoulder. Bow and arrow that right hand up. Reverse bow and arrow that hand down. Lift that right knee. Take our left knee. Take the right foot back. Find our downward facing dog. And then come forward, plank. Knees up or down, chaturanga to the belly. Release the feet. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back down. And then our hips come up. Maybe the knees press up. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels like we're on a pair of high heels. Keep them up. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the thumbs. Step or hop or tiptoe to the front of the mat. Inhale, chest lifts, bring the hands all the way to the thighs. Exhale, bend the knees, sit the hips back like we're finding that little chair. Hands come forward. Retract the shoulder blades. Inhale, right on up. Exhale, bring the elbows into the ribs, lift through that chest. Inhale, right on up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, fold. Now, bend that right leg, lift it, and step it all the way back. So see if you can keep it up high at first, and step back. Hips are low. Front knee's right over the ankle. Right knee drops. We walk ourselves up. So again, we drop through the hips. Hands come up. Shoulder blades retract. Swan dive. Twisting right hand is under the shoulder. Bow and arrow the left hand up, twist. Reverse bow and arrow back down. Lift that back knee. Take the left foot back to meet our right. Shoulders past the wrists. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Our feet flip. Lift the chest. Squeeze the glutes. Now, pressing hard into the hands. Lift higher through the crown of the head. Flipping our feet back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, heels lift. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the thumbs. Step, hop, or tiptoe to the front. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, fold. And then come right on up, sweeping our arms out and up. Exhale, chair pose. Retract the shoulder blades back. Inhale. Exhale, hands come back by the hips. Our heels are lifting now, so we're balancing this chair. The palms are facing the floor. Now squeeze the shoulder blades together a little more and reach the fingertips back. Sitting lower. Heels drop. Inhale up. Exhale, elbows come in and lift that chest. Inhale, right on up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, fold. Left foot to the back. Drop that back knee. Sweep the hands up and lift. Exhale, hips lower. Swan dive. Now sit the hips back this time. So we're in a half split. The right toes pull back. Our back is flat even if we need to sit high. Sitting low. And then shift the hips forward. Left hand down, bow narrow that right hand up. Lift the right knee. Inhale. Exhale, lift a little higher through that top hand. Maybe the left hand comes off the floor. Back down. Reverse bow narrow. Right hand drops. Right foot comes to the back. Downward facing dog. Upward facing dog or cobra. Inhale forward. Exhale chaturanga. Flipping the feet. Lift. Extra chaturanga option. Pressing up. Down dog. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Look between the thumbs. Squeeze all that air out and hop to the front. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, folding. Bend the knees. Sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, sitting into the chair. Sweep the hands back, lift the heels, balancing chair. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Heels drop. Inhale, nice and high. Exhale, elbows come in, lifting through the chest. Inhale, nice and high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chest lifts. And fold, right foot to the back of the mat. Hips low. Right knee drops. Come on up. Exhale, drop the hips. Feel the front right hip flexor stretching. Come on down, half split so the hip is level with the right hip. Pulling the left toes back. Let's sit forward. Right hand is under the shoulder, bow and arrow. That left hand up, the right knee lifts here. If we're feeling like our hips are high, let's drop them down, lift higher. So we can stay right here. Or inhale, exhale, lift so high that maybe that bottom hand has come off for a second. Reverse bow and arrow, that hand down. Both hands are down. Left foot is back to your right. Upward facing dog or cobra. Extra push-up option. Inhale, lifting the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the thumbs, step, hop, or float to the front. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, chair. Balancing chair. Bring our hands right back to a chair. And then bringing our hands to a prayer position so we lift a bit in the chest, tuck the tailbones. Take that right elbow to the top or outside of that left thigh. And then rolling the weight over to the left foot. See if we can pull that right heel towards the glute. Balancing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping. Coming right back to center. Not all the way up. Lift a bit. Twist. Left elbow comes to the top or outside of that right thigh. Now press the top hand harder to the right. Deepening the twist. Activate those abdominals. Maybe pull that left heel towards the glute. Hips are low. Slowly dropping. Back to center. Inhale, nice and high. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Half lift. So we can step both feet back, or if we like hopping, we bend the knees a lot, press into the hands, and make sure the abdominals are engaged, and we press and find a little float. So we shouldn't land hard. I landed a little hard there. So we want to find a little more float and feeling heavy today. And that's okay. Tailbone lifts. All right. Coming all the way to the belly. Shoulders past the wrist. Chaturanga. All the way down. Release the feet. Now the glutes are relaxed, but we want to squeeze them now. Pull those abdominals tight like we're trying to take our belly button off the mat. Palms face the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Reach the fingertips towards the back of the room. Or the back of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, see if we can lift higher by squeezing the shoulder blades together more and reaching through the fingertips. We're trying not to lift the chin. So it's a nice natural extension from our cervical spine all the way through to that thoracic spine. Slowly release. Hands under the chest. Tuck the toes. Walking the knees in, elbows in, press up. Knees lift. Hands or shoulders distance down dog. We're going to get to hop or float to the front again or tiptoe. So inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the thumbs, squeeze all that air out. When there's no more, pull those abs tight. Feeling ready today. All right, inhale, lift that chest. Exhale, fold. Let's roll up. So we can come out and up if you like, or use those abdominals as we roll up. Shoulders come up, back and down. Inhale, nice and high. Exhale, chair. Retract the shoulder blades, lift the heels, sweep the hands back. Find that balancing chair. Heels can stay up as we bring our hands right back up. Oh, dropping the heels. Twist, bring that left elbow to the top or outside of that right thigh. And then press harder like we did on the other side. See if we can maybe start to pull the heel in. Maybe we tiptoe back or maybe we extend. And then we step back. Our hips are low. Now press hard into that top hand. We can stay or we lift. We come right on up. Twisting towards that bent leg. Cartwheel. Hands on either side. Drop the left knee. Sit the hips back. Our half splits. Pull those right toes back. And then point the toes. And then pulling them back. And pointing. And pulling them back. And pointing. One more. Let's slowly walk ourselves back. And then when we're ready, let's come on up for that kneeling lunge. So reach through the fingertips. Take that tailbone, tuck it a little. Reach to the fingertips, shoulders up, back, and down. Reaching through the fingertips, letting our hips sink without dumping into the low back. Slowly come on down. Left knee lifts. Plant the hands, take the right toes to the sky. Shake it out. Now square that hip down, shifting forward, shoulders past the wrists. Chaturanga. Drop that foot, flip the other, lift upward facing dog. Chaturanga arms. Right back up, down dog. Inhale, heels lift. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the thumbs, step, hop, or float to the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. So we can sweep our arms out and up with a flat spine, or we roll up. We go slow. We activate those abdominals. Shoulders come up, back and down. Inhale, nice and high. Exhale, chair. Inhale. Exhale, sweep the hands back, heels lift. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now heels stay up. See if we can bring the hands right back forward. Chest lifts. Drop the heels, hands towards our heart. And we twist. Right elbow comes to the top or outside that left thigh. And then press a little harder, deepening the twist. And then pull that right heel towards our glutes so we're balancing. And that left foot, the abdominals are active as we extend that right foot. Maybe we just tiptoe it out. And then step back. Feet are on a railroad track here. So if we landed on a balance beam, maybe step it out. Press hard into that bottom hand. Maybe even extend the top or come on up. That twist. Reach the hands in opposite directions. You feel that in the right hip here. Hip sink. Cartwheel, hands on either side of the foot. Back knee drops. Sitting back for that half splits. Adjust if we need. You can sit higher. So we want a flat back here. Pull the toes back. And point. And flex. And point. And flex. And point. And flex. One more. All right, let's shift on forward. So we're dropping through the hips. We're grounding that whole left foot. Let's come up. So we're back in that kneeling lunge. Again, we're not sinking. We shouldn't feel that in the low back. We come up a little bit. Tuck the tailbone. Just a smidge. Feel the abdominals engaged. Lift. Shoulders up, back, and down. Exhale. Let ourselves sink a little lower. As long as we're not dumping that low back. So again, we don't want to feel that pinch there. So we're nice and long still. Lift. Exhale. Come on down. Lift the right knee. Plant the hands. Left toes come to the sky. Shake it out. Hands or shoulders distance. Square that left hip down. Come forward. Plank. Shoulders past the wrists. Chaturanga. Drop the left foot. Flip the right. Upward facing dog. Flipping our feet. Chaturanga arms. Press up. That chaturanga extra push up there is always just an option. We can skip it all the way. Let's come down to our hands and knees. Drop the belly as we inhale. Exhale, pressing away. Belly drops, inhale. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale, round. Pull that belly button in. See how high we can bring the spine. This is our last one. And then coming right back. So we're going to find that left hand walk out just a smidge. Press through that hand. We're really finding strength. Let's bone arrow that right hand up. And then thread that hand under the body. Reach all the way down to the shoulder. So if we notice that our shoulder's pretty close to the knee and our hips are really far back, let's bring ourselves forward. We're aiming for the hip over that thigh. All the way down to the shoulder. And the head can relax. And we support ourselves through that left hand. Nice twist. So we can even press in that hand a smidge to open up that left shoulder. If we notice that our head is dumping into the mat and our neck is bent, lengthen the neck. Press into the shoulder. Breathing here. Sometimes if something feels intense, we hold our breath. We're going to come back up. Press into that left hand. Come up. Adjust as needed. Let's throw a cat-cow in. Belly drops. Inhale. Exhale. Press away. Back to that neutral spine. Again, hand comes out a little. Let's bone arrow that left hand up. Reverse bone arrow. See if maybe that hand can graze the back of the wrist. Reach, reach, reach. Palm faces the ceiling. We're all the way down on that left shoulder. Again, the side of our face is on the mat, so we don't have to hold it up. It's down, but it's not dumping into it. So we're pressing really hard into this bottom shoulder so that the weight is in the shoulder and not so much in the side of the head. Our hip is over the knee. The abdominals are engaged even here. We can take this right hand and press into the mat like we're doing a push-up kind of, but not too hard to deepen that twist. But breathe here. Inhale. So press back into that right hand, come up. And then from here, let's bring our hands right under the shoulders. Now pass chaturanga, bring the chest to the floor. And our hips might want to be a lot lower and closer to the floor. In fact, we might want to come all the way down first, making sure we have the hands under the chest and we're pressing into the floor. Our elbows are pulling in. And then from here, we can tuck the toes and walk the knees in a little bit, or maybe a lot, just depending on how flexible we're feeling today. But we shouldn't be dumping into our neck. So we should be able to talk nice and easy, because our neck is long even here. And then take those hands and pull them like we're trying to bring them back to the knees, but they're not going to go anywhere. If anything feels painful or uncomfortable, or if we're having a hard time swallowing or even talking if we wanted to, we might be dumping too much into our neck. And instead, we just come back lower. When we've had enough, press back up, sitting back in our child's pose. Open our knees wide, toes together. Hips reach toward the heels. Hands walk forward. Let's pull the shoulders away from the ears. Our neck, as long as those forearms are not grounded, so they're lifted off the mat. Fingers are spread wide, planted into the mat. Let's take our hands off to the left side of the mat. Oh, that should feel like a nice stretch on the right side of the body. And then back to center. And off to the right. Let's come right back to center. And then we're going to come to our hands and knees. But we're going to actually come down to our forearms. So we're going to find a bit of a triangle shape in our forearms, because we're going to come to our down dog in our forearms. So we don't want our elbows wider than our own forearms. So we should be able to take this pointer and thumb and place it right in the crook of the elbow. And that's where the distance is going to be with our elbows. We want to try not to let them come apart. And then from there, we plant the forearms, maybe finding an 11 shape here. So finding that distance. Maybe even finding our hands opening a little bit wider, because they're going to try at that point to come in. So if we bring them a little wider, sometimes it gives us that little wiggle room to let them slide in a smidge, or it'll be harder for them to slide in. So start to lift the knees and then sit on back with those hips. Finding what feels best for us. We can bend one knee and straighten the other. And switch. We're holding here in this dolphin. So press away, lifting the tailbone higher. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, lift the tailbone higher. Maybe we walk our feet in a little bit. But make sure that we're still pressing away. We're trying to keep the crown of our head away from the mat. Inhale. Exhaling. Maybe one more step in. Oh, if our feet get closer and closer, that head really wants to come to the mat. But we're trying not to let it. We're pressing away. Walk the feet back. Drop the knees. Sit our hips back towards the heels and slide the hands all the way back. We'll grab hold of those heels. And then our abdominals are really engaging. So pull the belly button in towards the spine. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, maybe, we keep holding onto those heels, but we lift the tailbone. There's barely any weight in the crown of the head. The abdominals are really lifting through us, but feeling a nice counter stretch. Slowly come on down. Walk the hands right back. So again, we want to make sure our distance isn't too far with our elbows. Let's bring the palms together this time. Pressing the pinkies into the mat. Thumb is up. We're tucking the toes. Find that forearm plank. Lift the tailbone up. And then let's all walk our feet in. 1 or 2 steps. And we're going to be a swimming dolphin. So we're going to take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, shift forward. See if we can bring our chin towards that thumb that's pointing up. And then lift the tailbone higher. Maybe we want our feet in a little more. Inhale forward. Tap the chin to the thumbs. Exhale, lift the tailbone higher. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale. Exhale back. Let's do 5 more. Or aim for 5 more. Maybe we just did 1 more. You'll be shaking likely right here. Slowly drop the knees. Open the knees a little wider. Bring the toes together and hips come towards the heels. Hands are back by the heels again if we'd like. We can grab hold of those heels. And then again, lift. So the crown of our head could stay off the floor the whole time because we're using those abdominals. Feeling that stretch in the upper back. Slowly drop the hips. Walking the hands back out. Let's come forward. Knees lift. Downward facing dog. Bending one knee and straightening the other. Alright. Let's take our right toes to the sky. Bringing the right foot all the way to the front of the mat. Hips are low. Let's come up high lunge. Oh. Maybe we need to come up a little slower. Our head's been really low for a while, so we don't want to get too dizzy. Take our time pausing here. Let's sit low in the hips. Front knee is over the heel. And then the heel on the left foot is over the toes. Opening up. Warrior two. Reaching the hands in opposite directions. The left heel presses away a smidge. The right knee is right over the heel. And the front toes are facing the front of the mat. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Let's flip our palms, come up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back down. Inhale, up. Exhale, back down. Two more. Straighten that front leg. Reach through the front fingertips. Hand comes to the shin. Maybe that thigh top hand is up. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sitting a little lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, a little lower. Two more. And then we're going to drop that left hand to the hip. Bend that right leg, bring the elbow to the thigh. And then we're going to find our half moon. So we can stay right here. Maybe we want to stay in a side angle. We want that extra little strength. Or maybe we want that balance. So if we want that balance, we tiptoe. Transferring the weight to that right foot. Bring the hand under the shoulder. Maybe on a prop. But we work the right hip over the right heel. We work our left hip to stack over the right. Left foot is flexed. The standing leg is not locked out. There's a bit of a micro bend, so we don't restrict our blood flow. Left hand comes up. Breathing. Bend that right leg, step the left foot back. Slowly come up to that warrior two. Reach through the right fingertips. Left hand comes to the thigh. Reverse our warrior. Feel the length, like we're again trying to reach for something on the back shelf. Back hand comes on the thigh. Maybe it reaches around for the front hip crease and drop. Now start to come back up so we can keep that hook with that left hand. Or not, we reach. Hand comes to the shin or the thigh. Finding that triangle pose again. And when we're ready, we can find our half moon again, tiptoe. Or maybe we keep our hand on the hip instead. But losing that extra little hand up there that we use sometimes for our balance, if it's still bound around that hip. If we want, we stay here, or release that top hand. And we find a revolving half moon, so slowly bow and arrow the left hand down. Our hip is dropping as well. We're trying to keep that heel on the same level as our hip. Left hand comes down. It'll be diagonal with that left foot. With the right foot. And then we bow and arrow that top hand up. Our left heel is going to try to drop. That's fine, but see if we can bring it back up. We may not have wanted that block before, but now lifting ourselves up might feel a lot better here, and that's okay. Reverse bow and arrow. Lift the left toe, standing splits. Maybe we can grab our heel our ankle with one hand, maybe the other. Maybe we don't use any. When we've had enough of the balance, plant the hands, pull that left knee in, shoot it back. Hips are low. Plant the hands, take the right foot up, shake it out. We're coming right back up to the front, but we're giving it a little break. And then take that right foot all the way back up to the front. Sitting low. We're going to find a lizard since that front leg's nice and warm. The left knee drops, and we bring the right hand on the inside of that right foot. We might need to be higher, maybe on those blocks. We're trying to not let the knee pass the ankle. Sit low with those hips. Maybe we're feeling tight in our hips today. I know I am, and that's okay. Every day is different. Nice deep inhale. Exhale. Maybe we come down to the hands. You can even come down to one forearm, maybe both. But again, look for that flat back. So if the shoulder blades are pulled apart to get down here, I'd rather have our shoulder blades drawing together and sit higher. Lift that left knee, plant the hands, take those right toes to the sky, shake it out. And then drop that foot. Upward facing dog or cobra. Switch sides, inhale the left toes up. Bringing our left foot to the front of the mat. Taking our time. Sit nice and low on those hips. Let's come on up, high lunge. So we hold here for just a couple breaths. Sit the hips low. Hands are reaching. Front knees over the ankle. We take that heel, bring it over the toes on the back foot. Opening up warrior two. Take a moment or two here. Our heels are in the same line. So if I line them up right here on the edge of my mat, the heels would be on that same line. The back heel would press away a little. And I sit nice and low. So we reached up before. Maybe squeeze the shoulder blades together. We drop down. Lift up. Exhale. Alright. Warrior two, hold here. And when we're ready, straighten that front leg. Reaching forward. Hand comes to the shin or that thigh. Top hand comes straight up. So we squeeze the shoulder blades together. If we feel that our hips are popping back and our chest coming forward, if our ribcage is not directly over that thigh, if it's a diagonal line, just sit higher so we can stack. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sinking a little lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale. 3 more. Keep that spine nice and long. Try not to let it round. Exhale, straight spine. Okay, come up. And then drop that hand to the hip. We start to bend. So maybe we stay here. So we had that option last time to stay. Open that front knee. Open the front shoulder, the top shoulder. Or we slowly tiptoe, transferring the weight into this left foot. Bring the hand out in front of the toes. Not too close, not too far. So as we lift that top foot, you notice the shoulder stacks over the wrist. Abdominals are engaged, so are the glutes. You reach the top hand up. Hand can be on that block, don't forget. Maybe one side felt fine, but this side we feel like we really should have used that prop. Let's use it if we need it. Maybe that top heel comes a little higher. Bend the standing leg. Step all the way back. Back heel presses away still. We're coming up. And then drop the back hand. Reverse our warrior. Left hand comes up, shoulder drops, reaching back. Feel that stretch here. Here's where we have the option to reach around, bringing our hand towards that left thigh. Maybe sitting a little lower. Let's straighten the front leg. And then reach, reach, reach. Keep that spine flat. Hand comes to the shin of the thigh. Again, we're not collapsing forward. We're keeping our chest, that ribcage right over the thigh. We have the option to release that bind, or we bend, tiptoe, find our half moon, keeping a bind, working that heel higher, foot is flexed, glutes are squeezed, shoulder blades squeezed together, the abdominals are active. The standing leg is not locked out, so we have a tiny micro bend. Balance might be different on one side versus the other. We can release it. If we wanted to revolve that half moon, we take that hand down. It's going to be a bit diagonal from that left foot. Drop the right hip, but then lift the heel back up. Now bone arrow that left hand up. Pull those abdominals tight. Maybe to lift the heel higher. Open up a little deeper. Maybe lose the balance. But then we get up and try again. When we're ready, the left hand comes down, so we have that standing splits. Lift the right toes. If the hip is really opening here, see if we can square it back down. I know that foot's going to drop a lot, and that's okay. See if we can lift it, but keep the hips square. Maybe grab the ankle with one hand or two, and lift higher. When we've had enough, pull that right knee in, shoot it back. Plant the hands, take the left foot back, shake it out. We're going to come up for that lizard. Slowly bring the foot all the way up. So the left hand comes to the inside of that left foot. Our hips drop, right knee drops, and then let's lift our chest. The head is a natural extension of the spine, so if we're looking up, we're kind of craning it up, so just dropping it down. Hips are low. Maybe the shoulder blades come together a little more. Maybe we come all the way to our hands. Is the left knee over the heel, or is it over the toes? If it's over the toes, adjust, bring it forward. We want to stack. Maybe we've come down to the outside forearm, but we're still in that left hand. Maybe we've come down with both. Breathe. This might feel really intense, that we start to hold our breath and get all tense in the shoulders, and that's when we round. I'm rounding. So we're breathing. Inhale. And when we've had enough, let's walk ourselves back up. Tuck the back toes, lift that knee, take our left toes to the sky. Shake it out. Dropping it when we're ready. Shifting forward. Upward facing dog or cobra. Press away. Squeeze the glutes. Chaturanga arms. Press up, down dog. Let's come down at the knees. And then slowly walk ourselves back. So we'll find another little back bend here for our camel. So here's really nice to have a prop. Something a tall water bottle. Maybe we feel confident grabbing for our heels because we're going to tuck our toes so we can all come up to our knees. If we need to roll a towel or something to place under the knees, or maybe roll our mat. My mat's falling apart. Thanks, Gaiam. Come on up. And when we're ready, toes tuck. So So we're trying not to let the hips shoot forward. So they're staying right over. The glutes are active. Maybe even tuck the tailbone a little. Shoulders up, back, and down. Keep those toes tucked. Now inhale the hands up. Keep the shoulders down. Exhale, let's make some fists. Bring the hands to our waistband area. Pulling our shoulders away from our ears as we lift that chest. Trying again not to dump the hips forward. If we feel discomfort or tightness, or like we're really working that low back, we don't want that. We're actually working that thoracic spine here. We want to lift the chest. Exhale, pull the shoulders away from the ears a little more. Deep inhale. Exhale, pull the shoulders away. Maybe we'll release one hand or the other and pendulum. So if we're here and we're pendulum the hand, but we can't touch our calf, in order to get to that heel, we have to twist and compromise our spine. So we'd rather come back up, sit the hips back, and then round forward. So we just take a little break, counter stretch in that child's pose. Our hips might be way higher than mine are. That's okay. One more nice deep inhale. All right, let's come back up, bring the hands under the shoulders, and then come on up. So get ready, we'll redo that. So repetition helps to build mastery. So we get a little deeper and a little deeper. So again, a little tuck in the hips to help us not dump in the low back. Pull the abdominals in, shoulders up, back, and down. Inhale nice and high. Exhale, release the hands, our fists towards that waistband area, so our sacrum. Exhale, pull the shoulders away from the ears and lift the chest. Exhale. Inhale, lift a little. Exhale. Now try that release again. If the fingertips graze the calf, maybe we're ready to grab an ankle, and then the other. But then we lift right back up through the chest. If we'd like, we can release our toes here, but continue that lift in the chest. Because if we notice we're leaning back, that's not where we want to be. That's dumping the low back. We want to continue that lift, even if we keep our hands just at the waistband. Slowly sit on back. Counter stretch. Okay. So we'll do one more here. Slowly come on up. So we can stay in that child's pose if we don't want to do this again. That's fine. If it feels crummy to be on our knees, we can do the same thing in a standing camel. So shoulders up, back, and down. Inhale nice and high. Exhale, bring the hands to the waistband. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift through that chest. Exhaling. You can release pendulum. Maybe grab for the heel. But continue to lift through that chest. We'll be here just another 2 breaths. So nice deep inhale. Again, nice deep inhale. If we chose to do a standing, we're just going to forward fold, or we come to our child's pose. So slowly come right back up. And then when we're ready, let's inhale up. Exhale, come to our child's pose, or just forward fold here. Our knees are bending a lot. Take our time, hand support ourselves on the floor or our thighs. Our weight, if we're standing, is leaning towards the toes. We'll keep heel down. Lift the tailbone a little higher. We'll slowly walk ourselves up, or if we're standing, we find ourselves in a seat. We'll find an easy seated position. And then we're going to tuck one foot in, so it's coming towards the booty. And we take the opposite foot crossed over. So I think I'm backward for you guys, so I'm going to say my side. So you work on your side, though. So if the left foot is tucked in, the right foot crosses over, and we press that right hip back down, and we're going to work nice and tall. Feel the opening in the outside of that top leg's hip, sitting tall. Exhale, maybe a little taller. If we want to twist, we can grab around that thigh and reach the right fingertips behind the body, gently looking towards the right shoulder. Let's slowly release. Let's come back and release. So we're just going to switch across. So opposite foot comes on the bottom. So we tuck that heel in. Again, let's flex that foot. Take that left foot on top. So if the right foot's under, the left foot's on top. We work that left hip down, and we sit nice and tall. If it feels uncomfortable to tuck that bottom foot in, it can extend out. We just choose what we like best. We can even elevate our hips. That's another helpful little tip here. So sitting on a yoga block or maybe some heavy pillows. Sitting taller. If we did so on the other side, we can wrap that right arm around the left side and then bring the left fingertips behind the body, gently gazing towards the left shoulder. Slowly come back to center, release. Let's bring the soles of our feet together. So we don't want our heels too close to the body. So if you feel, oh, I need to bring them in all the way in. No, we want at least our own foot distance between our body and our heel here. And then grounding through those hips, and we're going to sit nice and tall. Pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe we start to walk forward. Place the thumbs in the arch, and then just gently holding onto the feet here. There's a lot of little bones in there, so we don't want to grip hard, we don't want to pull hard. They're just kind of there to hold. Maybe we rub into those arches a bit. Nice, deep inhale, lift a little taller in the spine. And then exhale, maybe we fold a little bit more. Continue maybe rubbing into those arches or whatever we want to do. Exhale, maybe we fold a little more. Try not to let the shoulder blades pull apart and around. So keep reaching the chest towards the feet. Slowly sitting up. Again, one more gentle twist. Extend the feet this time. So nice and tall. And then a gentle walk off towards that right leg. So we're not going to fold here. We're just having a gentle twist. And back to center. Lifting taller. Twisting the other direction. And back to center. Shoulders up, back, and down. Releasing the crown of the head tall. And then slowly walk the feet. So bring your hands back. Bring them back in. Maybe we need to shake them out a little. But we're going to find ourselves on our backs. Planting one foot. Grabbing hold the other. And we'll slowly help ourselves down. And then rocking side to side. We can move a little. Coming back to center. Pull the knees in towards the chest. Rounding into a little ball. And when we're ready, we can slowly drop our feet down. Walking our feet out. Flipping our palms to face the ceiling. finding our final relaxation here. I'm not sure if you can hear the music, so I'm going to go and turn it down and change it. This is not really good Shavasana music. So just keeping the eyes closed. I'm stubborn and I won't say sorry right out, 'cause I know that you worry, wonder where I got you questioning. These tears are making me blind, I don't know why. I started a forest fire and burned us down. You know at the end. When we're ready, we'll start to bring a little bit of awareness back to our bodies by wiggling our fingers and our toes. And slowly drawing our knees in towards our chest, rocking side to side a little. And then we roll over towards our left or to our right. And use our hands to slowly help us up to a seated position. Sitting nice and tall. You can roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Slowly inhaling the arms overhead. Exhaling our hands towards our hearts. Namaste.